I'm Bradley Wiggins and welcome to Le Col.
By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to prepare mentally and physically for your peak event, how far ahead of the event you should be looking to build, and a few extras as well. So first off, let's pick a random date, the 1st of September. How far ahead of that should you be looking to build your fitness and mentally prepare for that event?
I'd always look at 6 months. 6 months is a nice amount of time to really plan for the event, look at your equipment choice, think about your goals for that event. Having a goal is a challenge in itself. All the challenges that you're going to face through that period of building fitness is really based on what you want from the outcome of it. So whatever your goal is, if it's to finish, if it's to achieve a certain time, power, placing, or it could just simply be to lose weight, which a lot of people want to change their lives around.
So you've set your date and you've started building towards your goal event. You're now into that final month ahead of the event. What changes in this last 4 weeks?
You can't really make a lot of fitness changes in that time. If you've obviously done a 6-month program, you've built up for 5 months, your fitness levels should be really good. You'd have had some sort of dips and peaks and troughs along the way, but now it's really about freshening up for the event, making sure the equipment side of things is right, you know, your hydration, nutrition, and rest and recovery really, and let your body absorb all the work that you've done up to that point, because you don't want to start your event tired or overtrained.
Okay, so moving on then into that final 2-week period and into that final week before the event, how do these last key phases change?
Well, fitness-wise, not a lot's going to change in 2 weeks. You know, you're not going to lose a lot. If you didn't do anything for 2 weeks, you're not going to drop off a great amount of fitness. But it's just about fine-tuning at that stage, particularly on the equipment front. You want to make sure that your bike is set up, ready to go. Position-wise, you want to make sure you've got bottles, how you're going to feed on the day. So you start looking at all the demands of the event and what's going to aid you from a performance point of view. Okay,
so that's taking us through into that final week now, and imagine it's a Friday evening, you've got your goal event is on the Sunday, you've got the Saturday to get through. How's that looking for you mentally and physically? Do you prepare with music? Do you have rest? What's the best thing?
Rest and recovery, but you still want to keep ticking over a little bit. You want to look at how long the event is. Say we're looking at 100-mile sportif or something like that. You know, you don't want to be doing 100 miles, because one of the biggest challenges, you know, the reason you set off to do this thing was, can I do 100 miles in a certain time? So you want to go out and replicate maybe 20 miles of that and just tick over and almost go through what you're going to do. It's a bit of a dress rehearsal for the day. So how am I going to set? I'm not going to set off flat out from the gun. I'm just going to do the first 20 miles at this power. So just tapping into those numbers, what that first 20 miles is going to look like. So everything around the event, not the physical side, because that's what you've worked on for the first 5 months.
And then the morning of the event itself, your alarm's gone off, you've woken up, you've had your breakfast, you knew exactly what you were going to eat. You've got 3 hours before that event now. What happens in that final 3 hours? Talk us right through up to the moment you're stood on the start line.
Well, timing wise, it's good to eat 3 hours before. Make sure you get that good amount of food in you. Fueling is really important for something that's going to be that length. Carbohydrate, bit of protein, and fluid intake as well. Fluid intake for the 24 hours previous to the event. What we used to do is top up a 1.5 litre bottle with some pineapple juice, sort of a 1/3 mixture. Natural electrolytes in pineapple juice, you know, if you can't get down to sort of nutrition products and things like that, and just being hydrated for the start. You know, you don't want to start dehydrated, so that's a key thing. And mentally, again, making sure your bike is all ready from the night before. You've got spare tubes, you know, you've got your tyre levers, you know, you could have anything up to 2 or 3 punctures on a sportif if the weather's bad. So you really want to be just prepped. So you've done the physiological stuff, but your equipment can let you down on the day. But you want to be self-sufficient, and you don't really want to rely on too many other people. It's all about taking control of your own destiny.
And let's think about that final few minutes now. Imagine it's a young rider stood on the start line. What should be going through their mind?
Really just not overthink things really. Just think about the process really, what's in front of you, the steps in front. You know, one of the biggest things is, you know, you start to think, you know, how am I going to do this? Because you look at it in its entirety, 100 miles. I don't think I can do this, but that's one of the reasons you started this process in the first place. Small steps, you know, remember from the day before that first 20 miles, how's that going to look? You know, people are going to be going off really fast. You want to set your own tempo. You don't want to be following people that are just going for a different time. It's about your race, from A to B as fast as possible. It's like walking up a flight of steps. You don't look at the top of the flight of steps. You take the steps that are in front of you.
Bradley, that is absolutely amazing.
Of course it is.
Thank you for giving up your time to talk to us today. We look forward to seeing you in another video soon.
Yeah, absolutely.